What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the official Cliffy J, and I'm back with another video. And today, I'm gonna be giving you guys another Survivor ranking. And this Survivor ranking, pretty simple. It's gonna be me ranking my favorite, well, not my favorite, me ranking every season of US Survivor. And let's just get into it. In terms of my criteria, we all know this is just more based on my opinion, my personal enjoyment, and things like that. For me, when I'm usually taking into account how good a season is, I kind of do go a little bit analytical to a certain extent because I'm looking at what seasons have, the best pre-merge, what seasons have the best post-merge, right? Have the best characters, what seasons have the highest peaks in terms of entertainment and things like that. And I really care about how good the gameplay was too. Like if it's bad gameplay throughout the season, I kind of am not as entertained, even though good characters can make up for bad gameplay. It all can go together. So yeah, it's no fully set criteria or anything like that, but I do kind of take all those things into account when I'm making my list. So yeah, we already know it's another tier list. It's pretty simple how I'm gonna do this. We got F tier, which I'm gonna put the seasons that I kind of view as dark, weird, boring to a fault, problematic, however problematic, goes. We know it's a lot of ways to be problematic. So yeah, problematic. Those are like gonna be those. I have D tier, which is gonna be for the boring seasons, but they have a little bit of intrigue. That's basically gonna be the gist of the D tier. Um, and it's gonna also be seasons that I think are good because I like most of the seasons of Survivor a lot to the point that I will rewatch them and have rewatched them. But I say it's a difference between a season that I think is good, but I personally don't really connect with and don't love the characters and stuff like that. But maybe it has good gameplay, or it could be something else swapped where it has good characters but not good gameplay, and maybe it's a little bit boring to me personally. Where the reason I'm saying that is because there's gonna be some seasons that people love in that D tier that I'm personally not as high on, right? And then I got obviously the C tier. This is where I'm gonna put the seasons that I enjoyed and that I feel like are good seasons, but they have a very big glaring hole, maybe a stupid twist, or the casting really wasn't that good, or maybe the boot order is so bad that it soils the season. Yeah. Then I also have the B tier, which I'm just gonna put really good seasons in that tier. It's not really gonna be as defined as the other tiers because this tier is going to be very good seasons that I personally don't think are elite of the elite or elite at all, right? And then I got A tier. A tier is where we get to elite seasons. It's going to be elite seasons in the A tier, seasons that I love, seasons that I have more than likely rewatched maybe even multiple times, seasons that I just really, really enjoy, and I can make a really strong argument for them to be a great season, right? Then we have A plus. I had to make A plus tier, which I think I'm gonna start doing with my tier list because to me it's a separation between A and A plus. Like seriously, and then like A and S is just not enough. I need a difference between them because you can be elite and then you can be all time like great, but it has to be a middle ground. It has to be a middle ground between elite and like untouchable. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of why I've created the A plus tier because I need to have them elite, great seasons that I really love to watch that just cannot be untouchable because maybe they have a flaw that I can't look past, or it's just not as entertaining as those top seasons. You know, yeah, so let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and start with the worst season in Survivor history, US. For me, I gotta say One World, man. One World it's a bad season. Um, and I think a big reason that One World is so terrible is actually hold up. I bet we got everything. lined up exactly how it needs to be. So the first season that I am about to rank is Survivor Vanuatu. Now, Survivor Vanuatu is a season that I actually really, really enjoy. And I see some people that are low on it. I see some people that are really, really high on it. And I would have to say I'm just on the high end. I'm on the high end. I think that it starts off boring theoretically, but even the slog in the beginning of the game, like the early portion, when like stuff is kind of solidified and things like that, and the guys are kind of going to tribal and stuff, I don't necessarily think that that was necessarily boring. I think that gameplay wise, this is more of a boring stretch. But if we're talking about just everyday, like what was going on, like it was like, I don't know, I guess that I'd say that the season was pretty entertaining. I think that it was some decent drama going on early. Decent amount of, more on the women's tribe, obviously. A little bit of drama, a little bit. Not like not nothing crazy. Other than the drama, I think that this season is just elite all around the board. When I'm talking about, okay, it's good story. It has a good story with Chris. We have some good gameplay by Chris, right? And then earlier, like the women actually had some good gameplay earlier in the game. And yeah, Chris getting it done. I like that. I kind of like that. Him going against all the women and all that. Like that was cool. That was cool. Yeah. I personally think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Vanuatu in the B tier because Vanuatu is an elite season in the post merge. The post merge is elite, and you could argue that only from the point where Chris gets to start to flip the game, which I could see that argument, which is why I'm not going to put it higher because it has a lot of slow points, I would say. It has a lot of slow points, but even in the pre-merge, it was pretty interesting. Like a little bit of drama going on with the women and things like that. And then, the Fat Five, taking over. So I do think the season has a lot to like about it, but it does have some slow points. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the B tier. The next season that I'm about to rank is Palau. And this is one that at first, the first time I watched it, I really, really enjoyed it. But I think that watching it again made me lose like an appreciation for um damn, why can I never remember the tribe's name? Stephanie's tribe, Ogakor? See, no, I'm not gonna try to do that because I suck at remembering tribe names. I should have wrote this down, but I ain't even finna care about it, y'all. Um, is it Oolong? I don't even remember. I don't want to say the wrong name. It's either Ogakor or Oolong, one of them. It's one of them names, right? Y'all know, y'all Survivor Super fans too. But Palau, like I lost appreciation for a tribe getting dominated. Like the first time when you watch it, it's actually kind of decent. It's actually kind of decent, right? Because it's fascinating. This is something that's never really happened before in Survivor where a tribe just gets flatlined like that. Like they got destroyed. They lost everything to a certain, not every single thing, but almost every challenge. So it's pretty elite the first time you watch it, but rewatching it, it becomes very fucking but rewatching it, it becomes very boring. And the reason I say that is because everything feels like it was defined. It was pretty obvious that Stephanie and Bobby John were going to get to the end, right? It was also pretty obvious that Stephanie would go home sometime early in the merge. It was pretty obvious that Tom and Ian, one of them were going to win and they were going to dominate most of the season. Like, it was a little bit of intrigue late in the season when, it seemed like Tom might not have been able to have full control, which he didn't. He did not have full control late in the game, and he does go home at some of them tribals, I believe, if he doesn't continue to win immunities, but that's the thing, he continues to win immunities. Whereas Tom is a rootable figure, which is why I have to put this season in the C tier, is because Tom is a rootable figure, and overall, I like the arc and his story arc on the season. I think it's okay, but it just is kind of boring. It's kind of like, duh, this obvious was gonna happen, the entire time. Which it's a couple other seasons that had that same vibe, and they're also going to be close to the C tier. The next season that I'm about to rank, of course, it has to be Guatemala. Guatemala is the next season that I'm about to rank because it is next on this list. Because I'm only ranking U.S. Survivor seasons. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys want me to rank like the other country Survivor and stuff like that. But as of right now, we're just gonna rank US Survivor. And Guatemala, not really gonna say too much about it. I'm gonna go ahead and put Guatemala in the B tier. Guatemala's a borderline elite season. The only problem with it is that I personally just don't really connect with many of the characters. I love Stephanie on Guatemala more than Palau, obviously, in my opinion. But and I like Danny, I like Rafe, but I just feel like and then Judd, like it's a couple that are cool, and it's I like the drama, I like the shit talk, right? Not like drama, but like the shit talk on this season. But in my mind, I just personally feel like this season I couldn't really connect with the characters, and the gameplay is a little bit overrated, bro. Like I don't know, some people feel like some people act like Rafe was really just. I mean, Rafe was running circles around everybody, but that was really it. I mean, I feel like nothing else really was happening. Like and Rafe had control for a lot of the game. I mean, not as much early, but he had control for a lot of the game. So like, I can't really say I was 100% interested throughout the entire season because I'm not big on most of the characters on this season. Like Judd is cool, Stephanie's cool, Rafe is cool, but it's kind of boring. Other than that, the next season that I'm about to rank is Survivor Panama, and I kind of hate that it's ordered like this. I probably should have switched the order up because this is a season that I didn't want to talk about so early because I love it so much. I'm gonna have to go ahead and put Panama in the A tier. And a big reason that Panama is in the A tier, not the A plus tier or the S tier, is probably because it's an old school season. Simply because I feel like the old school seasons they have a different vibe. They maybe move a little bit slower. Maybe that's what it is. They just move a little bit slower. And then this season also, the lines were kind of defined. As soon as they got to the merge, it was like, all right, um, Terry, and his side, his tribe and that also that most of the people from Terry's tribe are very unforgettable, bro. Like they're very forgettable, not unforgettable. If they were unforgettable, they'd be Kasaya. But they were very forgettable, bro. So like, and that's obviously the editing and just like they were bland characters. So I definitely think that this season to me is carried by the fact that I love Terry, I love Sari, I love Aris. Like I like Danielle, I like the main characters. Courtney's a great character. Shane is an amazing character. Like it's a lot to love about the season. Not really as much the gameplay, other than really by Sari, but the overall like vibe of the season is very funny. It's a hilarious season. Like I said, Sari brings some good gameplay. The post merge has very slow moments, and same with the pre merge. But I think that overall, the high heights of this season that this season reaches, on top of the fact that we see some good innovative gameplay, on top of the fact that Terry has a really fun arc on the season, like yeah, I enjoyed this season overall. I think it has to be in the A tier, and it's also really rewatchable because Shane and then Bruce and Bobby and all the shit going on at Kasaya and Courtney, they make the season so funny and they make it such a fun season. And yeah, they make it such a fun season, man. I have to put in the A tier. The next season that I'm about to rank is Cook Islands. And I'm not really high on Cook Islands. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the D tier. I think it's kind of boring. I think it's kind of boring. I think that I don't really like the tribe dynamics, like split by race. And the main reason I don't like that is because I don't trust production and I don't really like the shakeups and how they built certain tribes. I'm gonna just say that. I don't got nothing else to really say. I don't really rate yours win that highly. I think it was borderline a rigged win and it wasn't a difficult win. It wasn't the shit that Yule was doing. I'm gonna be real. It wasn't really difficult to do that when you have the God Idol. I'm gonna just be real. Like, and I ain't saying that he's not a very good player because he's a better player to me than his win, but his win is soured by the fact that he had the God Idol and by the fact that there were certain twists that benefited him and his alliance. So yeah, cannot have Cook Islands too highly. Gotta put it in the D tier. Next we got one of my personal favorites, Fiji. I'm gonna put Fiji in the A plus tier. Now, hot take: Fiji's an elite season. I don't like to make the argument for why Fiji's an elite season because a lot of people don't like Fiji and they're gonna just say shit that just to me it's just like, come on, bro, like duh, okay, it was a bitter ass jury. It was some, racial prejudices maybe, going on. Um and then the dumbass beginning to have nots twist is just stupid. It's just dumb. But other than that though, like it's actually funny to watch them starve and drink off the leaves and all that shit early in the game. I'm gonna be real. It's actually funny. Um, it's actually funny. And Lisi, I hate Lisi, but Lisi's arc on the season is funny when you just see like, bruh, she was so defeated out there. And that's great to me. To watch someone that's like to me such a mean person from what we were able to see was such a mean person be so defeated and you were literally provided the easiest environment for majority of the game early in the game, like well not majority, but early in the game, and then like as soon as you're not provided that, you sit up here and you act like a punk. Like that stuff was hilarious. So, and I think that the season picks up late in the pre-merge, and going into the merge, I think it's a pretty decent amount of gameplay, especially for an early school season. It's a decent amount going on. I think Dreams is a really good character. I think that Alex brings a lot, even though I don't really know if I like him that much. So overall, I think that this is just a really, really strong merge. I think it's an okay pre-merge, an underrated pre-merge. And the have and has not twist doesn't fully sour the season for me because I don't think it fully determined on how the season was going to go. It didn't, like the people that were on the has tribe, if they would have just gotten to the merge and they just dominated the season, they won all the immunities, and those are the people that just got to the end together, then the season would kind of be, it will be cheeks. I'm gonna be real, it'll be cheeks. But as of right now, that's not what happened. I mean, as of from what we've seen, that's not what happened. It's just not what happened. So I gotta put it up here because story arc, elite, winner, elite, like drama elite. I mean, come on, Yao and Dreams. I mean, yeah, Yao and Dreams. Like, come on, bro. Like, elite. Oh, this is where people are gonna click off the video, bro. They're gonna click off the video. You guys are gonna click off the video. I promise you guys are, because I got Fiji in the A+ tier, and I'm gonna just keep it real. I got China in the C tier, bruh. China's so overrated, bro. It's so overrated, bro. It's so overrated. Todd is cool. Good player. Very good player. Amanda, very good player. Trying to think about what else that I care about from this season. I'm gonna just keep it a band. Someone having two idols and then not playing them is not cool to me. It just makes them look stupid. It doesn't, like, it's not that it's not cool. It's this like I don't got a problem with James, but I'm not the biggest James fan where I'm just like a lot of people make him like James just one of the best characters of all time. I don't agree with that. I don't think he's one of the best characters of all time. And then on top of that, like wasn't really that great at challenges, like wasn't a good player by a stretch of the imagination, basically, any stretch of the imagination, essentially. So like some dude with two idols getting blindsided by his alliance, like that's supposed to make me think this season is elite. Jean Robert, Courtney Courtney is the most overrated character in the history of the show. I'm gonna just be honest. She's not that entertaining to me. This season is just boring. It's just boring as hell. It's obvious that Amanda and Todd are going to dominate the season from the beginning. It's a little bit of intrigue where it's like, oh, they flip on Todd. Whoa, but they fucking didn't. And the season is just cheeks. I'm gonna just be real. I'm trying not to curse in this video, but it's just what's going to happen when I'm talking about China because the season's honestly not that good. I don't see the overrating and the reason it gets overrated. And it's funny because people in the comments are going to say, oh, he's saying China's not that good and that it's boring, but he likes Fiji. Yeah, yeah, guys. Fiji and Panama are just better old school seasons. They're just more well rounded old school seasons. China's overrated as hell, bro. The only reason that China, to me, is a good season is like, oof, I'm going to catch flack for another one of my opinions. I'll save it for later because I'll bring it up later. But the next season that I am about to rank is actually the next season, Micronesia. Um, this is really tough. This is tough. I gotta put in an A plus tier though. I want to put in an S tier, but it has some slow points. It has some slow points. I think early in the game, very overrated. I think that it personally just is great during the merge, but the pre-merge is kind of boring at points. Not boring at all. Not boring, but okay, it's boring at points for sure, right? And then Johnny Fairplay's Medivac quit. Whatever happened pisses me off. It's just stupid. And I get it, your face is broken or whatever, but I definitely would have wanted to see what would happen. I don't really know. And to me, that kind of taints certain players, Poverty and Amanda, because I don't know how well that they're able to, especially Poverty, because Amanda at least was probably viewed as more of a physical competitor, right? I don't know how well Poverty's able to traverse the game if they don't off rip get the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they traverse the game? I'm more confident about James and Ozzy because they're men that are strong. So they're automatically going to get like bias towards them to be able to stay in the game, even if they're not like contributing, even they are going to contribute. Mama James and fucking Ozzy, the fish dude, like, come on, they're going to contribute. But that's my problem right there. Like, how good does Poverty do in the season if she doesn't have that just automatically afforded to her? Silver platter, alliance. Uh, but that's really it. Other than that, season's super elite. Great blind sides, great alliances, great alliance that's able to dominate the game. Good gameplay by those women, and I like the girl power, man. We don't get to see that a lot. I think that's what I think I like. I'm someone that likes unique seasons, and I think Micronesia will always be looked at as a unique season in the history of reality television. Because when do we have, is it five? It's five of them, right? Five badass women. I'm gonna say five badass women because it's really three, but five badass women, getting together and actually sticking together and rocking out for most of their, time in the game during the merge and stuff like that, and actually making it to where a female's gonna win the season. Like, we don't have that. We don't really have that. That's not common. We see that with guys a lot, a lot. We see with guys a lot, like where guys are able to get their alliance to the end. Girls don't be doing that, man. So to me, it's really, I really enjoy having the uniqueness of a season like that where women are able to, stick it to the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stuck it to the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really see that, bruh. We don't really see that. They stuck it to the man. But yeah, ah, Gabon is cheeks, bruh. I ain't even gonna lie. Gotta put Gabon in the F tier. Ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna waste my breath on Gabon. And then we got Tocantins, which Tocantins, I feel like it's like a little overrated, maybe a little bit, but it's super elite though. It's super elite. I mean, I think we already know Jalapao 3. They did their thing. Steven, this is an amazing season for him strategically. He arguably should have won. Like, it was a very, very, very good final two. Arguable either way. JT, this is my favorite season for JT. I think this is the only time he was actually likable, personally. And then he played really good, dude. He was so good socially and so likable. And I think that he definitely deserved his win, 100%. We already know Coach bring what he bring, goofball, the Dragon Slayer. This is first form Dragon Slayer, man. This is before he really was able to turn into a beast, turn into a monster. It's also first form Tyson. You know what I'm saying? It's before he went Super Saiyan. Uh, this is why Tyson to me is not good a player, not a good player like that. This dude was not good off rip, bro. He was not good. He was legit not good. And I mean, not saying he didn't have control and not saying he wasn't, putting shit together, but it's like, bro, as soon as he was around some other competent players, he's getting cooked, bro. He's getting cooked. But that's why to me, Tocantins cast is low-key not that good in terms of gameplay. Because they got around JT and Steven, it just was looking crazy. They were looking crazy, bro. So I gotta go ahead and put Tocantins in the A tier. A lot of good moments. some lovable characters in JT Tom. I ain't even got to name everybody, but yeah, a lot of likable characters, and yeah, it was hitting on something, bro. It was hitting on something. The next season that I'm about to rank is one that I've been so up and down on. Two in a row, actually, I've been up and down on, which is kind of, I hate the way that this is ordered. It's actually pissing me off. But Samoa, I gotta put Samoa in the C tier. Above Tocantins though. Above Tocantins. I mean above Tocantins. I don't know what's wrong with me today, y'all. Above Palau. I think it's clear. Let me stop messing with my phone. That's the noise I've been making y'all a lot when I'm like moving my hand and stuff. But it's got to be above Palau. And a big reason it has to be above Palau is because Palau is trash. But Samoa, this is my problem with Samoa, is that when you have a situation where you have an underdog story, right? Or you have a dominant alliance, it becomes boring at a point based off the fact that stuff really don't change. Too much loyalty. Loyalty is boring. Okay? And when you have a tribe, this is why I actually moved to the B tier. Move to the B tier. Because it's a lot of good that happens throughout the season. Some good blind sides, very good idol plays by Russell. Thing is that Russell is annoying. Now, I don't have a problem with Russell on Samoa or his worth villains as a player and as an entertainer. I think he is an entertainer. It's the fact that they put him on the screen too much. They just put him on the screen way too much, and it just becomes kind of like, all right, man. Like, duh, this guy's about to get it done. It's like the whole time you're here, like, all right, he's about to win. This guy's about to win. This guy's about to win. And to me, it's an indictment on the strategic aspect of the game when Natalie White wins the game. And that means nothing disrespectful to Natalie, because that just goes to the fact that social game will always be king. But it just sours the season to a certain extent. It really does. And it makes it unwatchable in terms of rewatchability. It's a season that I have never rewatched and never will rewatch. It's just not a good season to rewatch. It's fucking retarded. It's just not a good season to rewatch. It's just not possible for me as someone that I need for there to be intrigue. A season that the only intrigue is Russell and the way he talks, because he controlled a lot of everything that was going on, which kind of makes it a little bit boring because it was predictable, because everything he said is what's going to happen. That's my biggest problem, is that in Survivor, when one person is dominating the season or an alliance dominate the season, they always announce their plans to the fucking screen. And when they announce their plans to the screen, and I'm not saying it happens every time, but a lot of time they're announcing what the possibilities are. Okay, we're gonna do this, this, or this. When we know you have control, it's just who you want to go home is gonna go home every time, and that gets boring to me. That takes me to the next season that I'm about to rank, which is Heroes vs. Villains, which is the most overrated season of all time. Gotta put it in the A tier. It's a great season. Don't get me wrong, but it's so boring, dog. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's so boring. And when I say it's so boring, I mean like after Rob goes home, boring. 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 Period. I don't you can say blindside this, flip that. Sandra got Russell to do this. I don't care. Boring. Boring. No intrigue. Russell has full control. No intrigue. None. And then people like Russell, when someone like Russell's controlling the game, especially when after you have, this is why the seasons are unrewatchable. And I have rewatched Heroes vs. Villains, and it was terrible. The reason that these seasons are unrewatchable for me is because when someone like Russell's dominating the game and they're not actually that entertaining, they're entertaining in the fact that it's funny that they're dominating the game and being as rude as they are. But it honestly is not that funny. Like Boston Rob to me has more funny moments. To me, a lot of other players have more like a Dom or Rob Bentley from Survivor South Africa. Like it's other players to me, in my opinion, but have more like Dave from Survivor Australia. I think they have just better, funnier moments than Russell, in my opinion. I think they make it a more entertaining watch. So when you're watching someone like Russell dominate a season for no reason, that makes it even more boring. And then thing is, when you're watching it the first time, it's like, okay, all right, As soon as Rob goes home, okay, let's get to the merge. In my mind, it's like, all right, let's get to the merge. Okay, Russell has full control. Parvati's probably not going home. Everybody else free game. All right, boom. We get to the maybe Daniel also. Everybody else free game. We get to the merge. As soon as the villains have the numbers, I almost turned the screen off. And that's just saying the first watch. I almost turned the TV off and stopped watching it because in my mind it was like, okay, Russell's gonna win. Russell, Parvati, Danielle is gonna win. That was my instant thought process. Russell, Parvati, or Danielle is gonna win. Turn off the season. To my surprise, Sandra wins, which makes the season just trash. I don't know how people can love bitter juries that much. And then, okay, let me rephrase that because I like bitter juries because they're funny. But I don't see how people can love the outcome of a bitter jury. That doesn't ever make sense to me. I like bitter juries because they're funny and because they're borderline sadistic. The way that they talk to these people, like we ain't all just playing the same game, bro. Like, come on, bro, you couldn't do what I did. Now you get mad at me. But yeah, I like bitter juries because they're funny. I don't like bitter juries in terms of like the outcome of what happens when they're bitter. A lot of people like that. Russell and Parvati both losing is so dumb. It's one of the dumbest. Russell losing both times is just stupid. It's just dumb. And I understand that it's a social game, and I will always support social game being king. But I think it's a certain point where it's like, damn, I controlled every vote. And not every single one, but it's like I control almost every vote. I'm the reason that we at the end. Do I get some credit for the work that I put in? Because I still have to do something. This is work that I had to put in, bro. And it had to be some type of social work to get y'all to always vote with me every time. Like, come on, bro. I did so much. I did so much. And that's why I just can't look at these seasons that highly. But overall, the characters are great. We have some good blind sides. We have some good moves. Tyson basically playing himself out of the game. A lot of stuff about Sugar getting her top ripped off. Like, it's a lot. Sugar blindside early in the game was actually kind of entertaining. Tom Idol play idling out Sari. Like, it's a lot of intrigue throughout the entire season, especially the pre-merge. But it's trash. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's not trash, but it's in the A tier, so it's clearly not trash. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff that pisses me off about this season to where I cannot put it any higher, even though it has so many good qualities. Let's run through a couple of these quick, guys. These next ones I don't really rate them, to be honest. Nicaragua, C tier, man. A lot of good stuff about it. The drama is nice. Nyanka, Brenda, Sash, Marty. Like, I like a lot of the characters, and they make the season fun and they make it funny until Nyanka quits. When Nyanka and Purple Quelly quit, the season just does take a dark turn. It seems like it takes a dark turn. It's just not the same after that. So I gotta put it in the C tier. We got Redemption Island next. I'm putting in the D tier because it's not problematic. If it was problematic, I would put it in the F tier because it's that boring. South Pacific. Ah, damn. Damn, y'all. Okay. The app I'm recording on, it has a 30-minute time limit for how long you can record, and that shit just fucked me up because I thought my mic stopped working or something. But yeah, the next season that I'm about to rank is South Pacific. And South Pacific is funny. It's very funny. Dark tone, Redemption Island, terrible. I hate Redemption Island. I hate twists where people get to come back into the game. I hate them so bad. They really. I mean, not even like, bro. It pisses me off really bad. It honestly ruined seasons. Um, Other than that, funny season. I'm not really super. I'm not religious, right? So Coach is hilarious on this season. Using religion, I'm putting in the C tier. Using religion to manipulate people. I'm gonna actually put it at the top C tier. But yeah, using religion to manipulate people is absolutely diabolical, and it's hilarious. I just hate this cast. I really do. Um, I really hate this cast, man. And a big reason that, let me fix this real quick. I really hate this cast. Very unlikable cast. Especially people that dominate. Let me talk about them. I want to talk about the main ones that made it to the end. Coach is Coach. Funny, but very unlikable. Sophie, I actually like Sophie, but that's more because I respect Sophie as a player, and I didn't mind her on Winners at War. Sophie's pretty rude. Sophie's pretty abrasive. Sophie's like pretty gangster. I like chill out, Sophie, right? Albert, I don't like Albert. Albert just kind of, I don't know. I don't like Buddy. Brandon Hance, I didn't like him on here. I never thought he was entertaining. I thought he was always weird. Pretty much that simple. And I mean, there's no one else even worth talking about on this whole entire season, dog. I'm be real. As soon as Cochran pulled that stuff and flipped, he completely ruined the season. He made it a slog. He made it a boring steamroll, and yeah, I'll talk about Cochran later. Actually, let me talk about Cochran right now because I want to not talk about this guy for the rest of the season. I mean, for the rest of this video. I do not really think Cochran is a very fun character at all. Not entertaining, boring, lame. Okay, lame is crazy. Lame is crazy, but he's only lame because the shit he did on South Pacific. That lame, scary shit. I hate people that are scared, bro. And I ain't saying that it ain't right because you got to play safe in this game, but it's like, bro, you pulled some scary stuff when y'all had Loki an advantage at that point. Be a man. Stand up. Gosh. Put it in a C tier with these other seasons, man. I think it follows a very similar trajectory. Some good moments. Definitely has some good moments. Good gameplay, but cast extremely unlikable, very boring, bland cast with players that I just have never liked. Don't like Corinne. Don't like Cochran. Don't care for Don. I love Brenda and I love Malcolm, but other than that, pretty much a trash season. Philip is annoying to me. So yeah, boom, bada bing. Then we have One World. One World is it's my least favorite season ever. I think it's just too racist, too problematic, uh, too boring. It just is all the bad stuff. When you can think like a bad season of Survivor, it's everything about One World. It's everything about One World. I feel like it's one other season that I feel the same way about, and I kind of want to put it up here now too, and that is Thailand. I feel a very similar way about Thailand, not as racist, but everything else is there. The problematicness, the weirdness, it's all there. I kind of want to let me just filter out all these problematic seasons real quick, guys. That's what I'm actually about to do. Africa, I hate Africa. I want to put Africa at the bottom, but the gameplay is not that bad. But I don't like Big Tom. I don't like Lex. Don't really care for Ethan that much either. Like not it's like I don't like the troops. I don't like their personalities. I don't think that they're really cool. Like I don't like them at all. I'm not even beating around the bush. I'm gonna be real today, y'all. I don't like them, so I'm gonna put them there. This season's just the Australian Outback, boring, so boring, slog, fall asleep first episode, and you could predict what's gonna happen throughout the entire season. That's how boring it is. What other season would I have this low? Oh, All Stars. All Stars has to be down here. Very problematic, boring, dark. Rob's cool. Other than that, lame, boring, dark, and problematic. Very weird. The Sue Hawk Richard situation, how it was handled is honestly pathetic. Jenna's quit. Like and I understand why she quit. Not saying anything about that. I would have probably quit too. But Jenna's quit. Like no steam in this season. No steam on the shots. It's a terrible season to be honest. Just keep it real. What other season would I have in this? I know it's one more. Island of the Idols. I feel like it's weird to put this season at the top of the tier because it's one of the more problematic. But it's one of the more problematic and has one of the most dumbass twists that got Jamal out of the game. That was borderline racist by production almost. Like that didn't make any sense. Y'all want to do the black man like that? Period. Like, bruh. But Island of Idols is boring, and it's not boring in the way like it's only boring because the entire time it's very obvious, in my opinion, that Tommy was gonna win. I thought Tommy was winning the entire time from the beginning to the end, and with him never really being in danger. Like it was points when people were on him, but he was able to flip it and make it something different. And he's not someone I enjoy watching dominate the game. He's not very entertaining. And he was riding with Dan, and Dan is not someone you. And they gave Dan so much screen time. So and then just really weird, very weird vibes. I have to put it down here, and don't want to talk about it anymore. A part of me wants to put the Amazon in this tier, but it's not problematic like the other seasons. It's not. It doesn't make my skin crawl and make me not want to watch the show ever again. These seasons all do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Pearl Islands in the A tier. I think that Pearl Islands, for me, being someone that started watching Survivor in the 30s, I think it's severely harmed by being an old school season with dynamics that just aren't gonna be as dynamic. Though you had um Fair Play and Burton, they were keeping it up, flipping and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. One guy doing it all. That's my big season. That's my big problem with the Amazon too. I personally feel like the pirate theme kind of carries this season. Rupert kind of carries the season entertainment wise, along with Johnny Fairplay. And then obviously Sandra has her moments too. I also just really, really, really hate the fact that yeah, I really hate the fact that what was I about to say, guys? I really hate the fact that players got brought back into the game. To me, that's just stupid. It's dumb. It kind of it sour seasons for me. So this season has everything: good gameplay, good characters, great cast, um, some okay twist. Other than that, like the pirate theme is great. Like it's a good season, and then even the way it play out is honestly one of the best ways it could play out. With that being there, with the fact that neither of them are able to get it done, and they lose to someone that is a deserving winner in Sandra. The next season that I'm about to rank, I'm gonna keep going in order how it's lined up now. We got the Philippines, and for me, the Philippines is it's a season that the more and more I think about it, the higher I get on it. It just lacks the personal connection, which is why I'm gonna put it here because it's like up and down in terms of the gameplay, the post merge versus pre merge, and the no, actually, no, no. I was gonna say it's better than Panama and Fiji, but it's really not. It's really not. It's just not. The cast isn't as good as Panama's cast to me. The gameplay isn't as good as Fiji's gameplay to me. I mean that, but also by era though, because by the era, I feel like the gameplay was better in terms of just straight up even because really, who was really playing great gameplay wise on Philippines other than like Malcolm and then Lisa, I guess. Because even though Lisa has bad moments, I would say Malcolm and Lisa are the best game players on the season. They had the best gameplay. But did Malcolm play better than Earl? No. Did Lisa play better than Yao Man? Maybe. But it's in the same conversation. It's in the same conversation. Did Denise really play that much better than Dreams? You know, did Scoopin really play that much better than he played better than Cassandra. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that though. That's kind of like why I'm looking at it. Gotta put Philippines in the A tier. Elite season. So much good about it. The fact that Malcolm doesn't get to the end, shaky hands, is actually funny. The more and more I think about it, it's bad, but it's funny though. It's really funny, bro. It's actually funny, bro. So yeah. The next season that I'm about to rank is Blood vs. Water. This season is just so boring. I mean, it's above Cameron. It's above Cameron. But this season is really boring. Very good pre-merge though. I think it had a lot going on in the pre-merge. The Redemption Island games, Redemption duels or whatever, they actually aided this season in the pre-merge and actually made this season's pre-merge good. The Rock Draw's cool, Tyson's cool, Hayden's cool, Sierra's cool, Jervis cool. Other than that, season's bad. It's pretty much simple. Very obvious what's going to happen from beginning to end. Very obvious Tyson's going to get to the end with Jervis. Very obvious, very boring, very stupid. And Redemption Island, I hate it. It tends the season. And even if it isn't as bad as I'm saying, it's as bad as I'm saying because of Redemption Island. Next up, we got. Wait, I just got a text, guys. Okay. Next up, we got Survivor Borneo. Borneo. Boring. It's too boring. Y'all know. I ain't even gonna go too deep into it. San Juan del Sur, bruh. San Juan del Sur. Gotta put it in the elite tier, man. Gotta put it up there. Actually, I'm gonna put it right here. Gotta put it up here, man. Good, good pre-merge. Don't care what anybody says. Has boring votes, but it's funny. It's always something going on. Good drama, good arguments, the fights. It's a masterclass of a season. Very good pre-merge, very good post-merge. Elite gameplay by Natalie. Good gameplay by Josh, Jeremy, John, Baylor. A lot of other Missy even has some decent moments. Like good gameplay by basically everybody else. Reed, like good gameplay. So it just has everything I'm looking for, man. It's just an elite season. Good characters, good story arc, good everything. And I'm not the biggest hater of Blood vs. Water twist, but I do think that the Blood vs. Water twist arguably worked out the best out of any season of Blood vs. Water because I feel like both halves were actually pretty decent on like in both like Reed and Josh. Like I would honestly argue Keith and Wes were arguably the most boring pair. They're probably the most boring pair. Neither player brought anything, whether it's good or bad. Yeah. Kagayan. Next season, I'm gonna rank as Kagayan, and this is one that I really, 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 really love. I love Kagayan. I hate Kagayan because I always want to say it was overrated. Like I've always wanted to say that and ride with that trend, but it's just not true. It's an elite season. I don't really got to go too much into it. We all know it's an elite season. The next season that I'm about to rank is The Amazon. Now, The Amazon, I'm going to put it right here. Boring as hell for the most part. I think it's boring for the most part. But it has so many good votes and so many good episodes and rounds within that boringness of the entire trajectory of the game up until we get like to like the final 8, final 9 when Rob really starts to go to work. When Rob really starts to go to work, the season picks up. But before that, trash. Good gameplay though by Rob. All right, season. Jenna is just, you know what? Jenna's not a good winner. C tier. Next season I'm about to rank is, I guess I should leave some shitty seasons for a little bit later. So let's go with another elite season. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Cambodia, which I know a lot of people like to say Cambodia is not good or something, which is just, hey, all right, man. I don't want to piss nobody off. I'm gonna do my list how I want to do it. But I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Actually, what are we? No. Yeah. What are we talking about though? You feel me? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, how is this not an elite season? Like, gameplay is very elite. The cast is elite. I do agree that we don't have as many great moments. I will agree with that. I will get with people on that. But every week should keep you captivated because it did with this season. The voting blocks though, like, come on, bro. It was there, bro. It was there. Stop hating on Cambodia. Stop hating on Cambodia, man. Y'all just want to hate on Cambodia, man. Straight up. Worlds apart. Hot take alert. Hot take alert. Worlds apart is elite. Worlds apart is elite, man. Worlds apart actually. Worlds apart is it that elite? Is Worlds apart that elite? Yeah, I'm gonna go right there. Worlds apart is elite, man. a very unique season. As you see, my top seasons are more like the more unique seasons, the seasons that are not like the other seasons, the seasons that are out of the norm and very different, in my opinion, and not from like a where they at and stuff like that. From a gameplay perspective, not just from a gameplay perspective. Actually, hold up, y'all, hold up. Let me actually do this. Let me actually do this. Let me actually do this real quick right there. But yeah, um, yeah, let me do that right there, y'all. But yeah, from a perspective of like the seasons are very good and they're not like every other season. And I know every Survivor season is different and it has its own twist and has its own this, has its own that. But a lot of Survivor seasons are similar. That's just bro. It's very facts, bro. And I feel like I'm going with some of the most unique seasons, in my opinion. Now, I could see some of the seasons being similar to each other, but in terms of overall, I think these are more unique seasons that I like Fiji, a very unique season, not just the way that it played out, but the twist to come into it. Um, Micronesia played out in a very unique way. Worlds Apart, we don't have that many dudes that have had an arc like Mike, bro. That was a dominant force to start the game and played very good. But when he gets hit with that, now you're the biggest target, he actually is able to capitalize, find the idol, and win a whole bunch of immunities. When do we really see that happen where someone's actually able to pull it off? He pulled it off, so that's different, period. Um, San Juan del Sur, Kill Bill, man. Kill Bill. Cambodia, I did it for Val. You know what I'm saying? I did it for Val. You feel me? Like he did it for Val, man. But and then Kagiyan, we already know, man. We already know Spy Shack, man. I ain't even gotta say too much. But yeah, Ko Wrong. So next season I'm about to rank Ko Wrong. Another one of those, man. Another one of those, man. It keep you on your toes every week, and that's kind of why I feel like it has to be up here because every week is something going on with Koron. Every week it feel like every week, every episode is something. Maybe it's not a blind side, but every episode is something that's going to keep you entertained, and we have that on top of great gameplay. A big thing for me, and exactly why, like, if you look at all my top seasons that I've ranked so far, you know, the winner didn't win by robbery. Let's be real. I think Michelle won by robbery. I don't think she deserved to win that by any stretch of the imagination. Now, when I say that, I'm looking at the fact that, you know, it's just a similar thing, bro, where the social game is king. But damn, I'm controlling everything, cuz Sydney was gone. So Aubrey was the one that controlled everything at that point, bro. Ty had more control, bro. It's a certain point where it's like, I feel like if you somebody that didn't really control the entire game, and then the other one is someone that did control the entire game, that person should get, some type of credit. But it's also like, if you're in a situation where you only played socially and aren't even that revered socially on this season, it's kind of like when you're going against the person that dominated the season strategically, well, also had an at least decent social game, like me mid. It was at least decent enough people not to vote her out, right? So I think that I don't know if I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. I'm gonna just re-rank Korong to a certain extent. The next season that I'm about to rank is, let's go to some new era shit, man. Survivor 41. Survivor 41. I feel like it follows a very similar trajectory to a lot of these other C tier seasons, where it's just is predictable at a lot of points. It's predictable for most of the pre-merge. Like, even though it has a great pre-merge, it's a lot of fun stuff that goes on in the pre-merge that keeps it very interesting. But it's very predictable in the pre-merge, and then as soon as they flip on Shannon, it becomes predictable again. You know what I'm saying? So like, it has where majority of the season is kind of predictable, whereas the vibe is also not that great. And then the characters, the cast is not that great too. The twists, I hate New Era twists. Like, can't put it too highly, but I do think it actually is a very good season that should get some more credit. The next season I'm about to rank, I'm gonna go ahead and go right to Forever 42. Mm, think this season is like overrated. I think it's kind of boring. I say this all the time, bruh, but I will call every season of Survivor boring. I'm gonna be real. I will call every season boring because they all have boring moments. But I'm trying to think about another word to say instead of boring to sub out for boring. But that's the best word as of now, so I'm gonna continue to say boring. But this season is trash. Like for me, Marianne is not a good winner, right? And that's no respect to Marianne. All respect to Marianne. All power to her, right? But when you have someone that's not a good winner that wins borderline by bitter jury, on top of the fact that the gameplay was not as excellent as some people say it is on this season, man. I think Omar's kind of overrated. Um, Drea's cool. Like Omar and Drea, like they're cool, but they're not interesting characters like that. I think that a lot of people like because a lot of people don't like Drea, and a lot of people don't like Omar, but a lot of people like to bring up like they're both good characters though, and it's like, are they really? Are they really good characters? Like, I don't know, they kind of boring too. I think that the main characters of the season are kind of boring, don't really have anything interesting about them. Marianne's probably the best character, so can't really have the season too highly because it's not really interesting. It feels like nothing really. I never really. This is why I say maybe it's a personal connection thing because I never personally connected to this season where I was able to really enjoy it. It's kind of boring. Survivor 46. Survivor 46 is right here. Survivor 46 is a great season, actually. And the reason that I have it this high is because though the pre merge is boring, like quote unquote, is boring, I think that it is some intrigue. It is some funny moment. It's definitely some funny moments. And it's a very wacky season that also executes on having good gameplay. And that's why, to me, actually, I'm actually going to put it right here then. I thought about that. I'm actually going to put it here. It's a season that, oh, it's really arguable Vanuatu, bro, to me. It's really arguable. But I'm going to go and put it below Vanuatu because starts off slow, similar, and then has a really, really good merge with a lot of blind sides, a lot of idle plays that didn't work. I mean, no, didn't even have idle plays. Whoa, I'm tripping. Nobody played idols, bro. That's that. I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping. That's the crazy thing about the season. They wasn't even playing idols, cuh. Like had a whole bunch of idle finds, cuh. Like that's crazy. Yeah, gotta have 46 up there, man. It's a good season for sure, for sure. Next season I'm about to rank is Ghost Island. Cheeks. Boring. Actually, I'm gonna put it right here. 42 right there. Very boring. Nothing happened throughout the entire season except for Dom and Wendell were on the screen. David vs. Goliath, super duper elite. Super duper elite. Gotta have it super duper high on the list. It loses steam though after Gabby goes home. I'm gonna keep it a band. After Gabby goes home, it loses damn near all the steam. The Goliaths have the numbers now, and they do what they do, man. They do what they do. They able to make something shake. And it might have been after Christian went home, but after Gabby went home, man, they was able to make something shake. And get to stabbing up. Stabbing is crazy. Get to like, sniping out all the they got to sniping out all of the good players and all the players that I was rooting for at that point. So I don't really think the season ends that great. Nick winning is good for the season because he is one of the more likable players that were on the cast and he played really good. But Mike White outplayed him late in the game and probably should have won, but he laid his sword down knowing that he's a guy that has money and Mike is struggling. I mean, and Nick is struggling compared to him, right? So it is a little bit frustrating. I'm not saying that Nick couldn't have won regardless, but he definitely didn't go out there and duke it out with Nick like what I would have wanted to see. And if that's what we would have gotten, the season probably would be in the top. It probably will be the best season. I'll just say that. I'll say probably the best season, but I see why some people look at it as the best or top three and top two and stuff like that. It's an elite of the elite, baby. The next season that I am about to rank is Marquesas. I like Marquesas, man. I think that Marquesas had a decent pre-merge. Rob carried that stuff, man, and then Rob went home and it got boring. Sepia did some good stuff, but he got boring after Rob went home. I think that's the best way to say it. And that's probably crazy because Rob was, not exactly a dominant player, but in the pre-merge he was dominant though. He was controlling stuff. So got to give it to the guy. Um, Next season I'm about to rank is Edge of Extinction. Gonna go ahead and put Edge of Extinction into the C tier, right above Nicaragua. And that's because I hate returning player twist that player gets come back in the game. The next season that I'm about to rank is HHH. This is one of the hardest seasons to rank because I want to put it up here. I really, really love the gameplay of this season. I love the storyline of this season. And that's why I got to put it right next to this one, actually. I'm going to put it right here. Because I feel a very similar way about this season in Micronesia. In fact, that, like, if it wasn't for a certain thing that happened, a certain thing that, a twist or a certain thing that was made to happen in the game. No, yeah, overall, if it wasn't for one particular thing, like a certain player doesn't win the game, and a player that probably deserves it more, that probably played the better game, wins the game. And I'm talking about Devin and I'm talking about Suri. I think that they both should have won, but it was, a twist or a thing that had to happen that changed it up and kind of, side with the season. I liked Ben's arc when he lost because I thought that would have been perfect. If Ben would have won, that would have still been perfect. It would have still been perfect. If Ben would have won that last challenge and then won the game, would have been like, all right, yeah, he had some rigged idols and then was able to get it done. But for him to have rigged idols lose and then they still give him another way to win, it honestly pisses me off. Whereas, like, the story of the season is elite. It's an elite story. It's right behind the Mike Holloway story, and that's why I'm going to put it right there. But I favor the gameplay of HHH. I favor the cast of HHH. I favor, do I favor the cast? Not really. So I like Worlds Apart for the problematicness, the funniness. So, and the dramatic. I think Worlds Apart's a little more dramatic. I guess. From an entertainment standpoint, I prefer Worlds Apart. From a gameplay standpoint, I like HHH. So they're basically even seasons, so I'm going to have to put HHH right there. The next season that I'm about to rank is the season of nostalgia. It is the season of nostalgia, bro. Winners at War. Um, um, yeah. My mic shut off. Or, my mic shut off like halfway through the list, guys. So I had did like a decent amount. I finished it from like this point. It was further along than this, probably. I mean, I don't know how much further along I might have been. Some stuff was a little bit out of whack from what it was, but I had to fix everything. I don't really care though. I'm gonna just go from here. I'm on the season of nostalgia. That's what I was saying. Season of nostalgia. Winners at War. I'm gonna go ahead and put Winners at War right here in the B tier. Uh, if it wasn't Winners at War, it would probably be lower. But it's a lot of like I said, nostalgic moments. A lot of players that we've been waiting forever to see play again. And it was some good gameplay. Tony winning is the best outcome possible. It's a lot. Oh shoot, let me stop moving. But yeah, no, Natalie almost winning taints the season completely for me to a certain, not completely, but I just hate when players get to return into the game and almost win and things like that. It just pisses me off. So can't have it too high. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think of Winners at War and Edge of Extinction and Redemption Island and players getting returned back to the game. You guys let me know how you guys feel about that and how you guys feel about Chris Underwood as a winner. 43 is the next season that I'm about to rank. And I'm not gonna say everything I said before because I said a lot. I made a crazy argument that didn't even get recorded because my mic was tripping. Let me move this too, actually. But yeah, I made a crazy good argument that I didn't even get recorded because my mic went off. So I will eventually one day make the argument for 43 being an elite season. But as of right now, I'll just leave you guys with the fact that it kept me interested the entire time. The entire time. I was interested from the beginning. And that's just me personally, but I actually enjoyed watching Gabler from the beginning. I was on his side with the Ellie and Janine stuff. So from then I was just kind of rocking with him. So I was able to watch his trajectory very closely, maybe closer than other people were. They didn't really care about Gabler the whole time, but I did care about Gabler the whole time. And I rock with Cody and Jesse. Jesse's one of my favorite players to ever play Survivor. He's also one of the best players in my opinion. And I just like the way they played the game, I like the way they dominated, and I think that there was a lot of good moves. And then I also am someone that's a fan of the fact that it wasn't never really stale. They dominated, but then after they dominated, he made a move, got Cody out of the game. You know, Carla got out, and then like the big players get smacked after that. Like it never was really stale. A moment where it's like, okay, just predictable, boring. It's like, yeah, it was predictable, but it wasn't boring. It was like, all right, it wasn't even that predictable. It was only predictable when we got to the point where it was just them six left, and it was like, all right, we got to get rid of these big players. Um, yeah, we got Survivor 44. Um, I was making some crazy arguments for all these seasons. Like, I need to stop moving because that noise I keep hearing me clicking is because I keep moving too much. But I made a really good argument. I'm gonna make it again right now. Um, Samoa's overrated because watching one person dominate isn't as entertaining as watching multiple people dominate. Hold up. Let me put one example right there. I'll put this up here so it's like clear. That season's clearly better. Not even finna question. I'm gonna put this right here. And then I don't think this is actually how I had it lined up, but this is honestly how I'm feeling right now. And then 45. Got to put 45 on here. And the reason I'm doing 45 now is because I feel very similarly about 45 as the way I do about these other seasons. Same exact way that I feel about these other seasons. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I gotta have it right there. Gotta have it right there. And then like I said, my mic difficulties. And then this was an hour long video it took me to record. I'm not redoing it. It's just not gonna happen. So I had Game Changers up there as y'all just seen. I just took it down. I don't know why I took it down. I could have just left it up there and then said what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna just say it now. Game Changers is trash. It's very boring, and it's only really boring because of the editing. Because the gameplay that's actually going on is not boring. So that's why I see why some people are high on Game Changers, which is not that common. But some people are high on Game Changers, and I actually used to be really high on Game Changers. It's just a lot of non-gameplay and non-game and non-cast things, in my opinion, that affected. Because I don't think that just because all the big players got sniped out early, that means that the season has to be bad after that. I think the editing, I think that the way that some of the players played and stuff like that made it really bad. And here we are, guys. We are back at the stage that we were at when everything went to shit. Millennials vs. Gen X, the best season to me. Um, I think that it has a great story overall. Adam's story was very present the entire season, and Adam was there fighting for his mom. Jay was there fighting for his mom, and I just think that that was really the underdog arcs from Jay and Dave. Not really underdog, but the arcs from Jay and David, where they were clawing and fighting to a certain extent, also was really entertaining and good. And I think Hannah deserved to win versus Adam, I'm not mad at that because I don't think their games are that dissimilar. On top of the fact that Adam has an uh insane story, and I think he just deserved to win it in that instance. Now, okay, not deserve. I think okay, they both deserve to win it. When I say he deserved to win it in that instance, I'm saying like he just deserved to win. I'm not really like mad that he won the game, even though Hannah was the more deserving winner, strategic based, and the positions they were in and stuff like that was more because of her, and stuff that was going down was more because of her. Okay, yes, every season of Survivor US. That is my full ranking, guys. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys agree with, what you guys disagree with. Sorry for the little technical difficulties right here near the end, but it's all right. That's why I didn't go try to do too much refixing because, it was right at the end. It is what it is. You guys aren't going to really trip about that, I don't think. All right, then. Peace, guys. Hopefully, I come out with another video this week. That's the goal. But yeah, well, next week, early next week. Not maybe not to this week. So I'm about to have this out probably Saturday or something like that. So All right, guys. You guys have a really good day. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.